So before we go through the portal to Nihlathak, let's go around and talk.
What are your needs? Baal's minions are not to be trifled with. In their bloodlust, they will sacrifice themselves to destroy you.
Well, certain enemies will.
Good day. Regretfully, I know very little about this relic. However, if what the others say is true, then Baal must not gain possession of it. Stop Nihlathak before all is lost.
No problem, Kane. I mean, after all, we have had no issues getting to these places on time to stop it before happening, right?
Afternoon. I saw Nihlathak leave town just before you found Anya. He must be held accountable for his criminal deeds. Find him and bring him back if you can. Likely he won't come willingly, and you'll be forced to kill him. So be it.
More than likely.
Good afternoon. My worst fear has come true. Nihlathak has gone mad. You must stop him before he gives the relic to the Lord of Destruction.
Yep, sure thing. By the way, I went back to the shield. I'm just thinking it'll be a little bit more helpful coming up.
Afternoon. Now, rescuing Anya, that's good. Talking to me while Nihlathak hands over the relic to Baal, that's bad.
Alright, let's go. The Halls of Vault.
The familiar scent of death.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness! So in case it wasn't obvious, the reason Nihlathak noticed us as a Necromancer, is because we... hold on. It's because he is also a Necromancer. Why does this happen? You notice that, right? The reason my Merc keeps dying is because he and the Golem get separated. Seriously? So yeah, he was like, oh, another Necromancer. And that's also important because, well, he's about to be one of the first... Well, actually, there are two difficulty cliffs in Act 5. Nihlathak and Baal. And the reason Nihlathak is a difficulty cliff in this act is because, as I mentioned, he is a Necromancer. And I don't necessarily mean that just in lore. I mean also in terms of a boss fight. He has access to basically all these abilities. So he can use these abilities as much as he wants during the fight. At least that's what I've heard. One of the things I've heard is really awful about fighting Nihlathak is he has, of course, Corpse Explosion. And I've heard that it is painful. Like, it hurts a lot. So, let's just say I'm dreading that when we reach Nihlathak, that he's gonna one-shot me with a corpse explosion. I don't know if that's actually gonna happen or not, but let's just say it's a concern I have. Strength 70, huh? Half freeze duration. Ooh. Cast a level 4 Nova when struck. Now see, this is the kind of thing that makes me go, what if 60, 50, 65, 50. Oh, that's right. I gotta redo this as well. Well, I lost some of my mana, but you know, I'm not really using a lot of mana lately, so... So welcome to the Halls of Anguish. Not a very pleasant-looking place, is it? When you zoom in, it's basically walls of skeletons and such. Now, remember what I said about how Nihlathak should have been like this character that was kind of pushed to the brink and broken because of the despair he was experiencing about this invasion here? And then you get to a place like this and it's just like, okay, I guess you're just horribly evil, just dead puppies. Because then we get in here, we find, well, corpses of barbarians as prisoners, being tortured, skeletons and bones and such along the walls and the floor, and it's just like, geez, Nihlathak. Are you just worse than I thought you were? Also, am I casting, like, Electric Nova? Because that's pretty cool if that's the case. I guess so. Plus, I'm apparently a little faster now. An exploding shrine. So we'll see how this goes. I'm very concerned that something like a, I don't know, he's gonna curse me and then corpse explosion me or something, and I'm just gonna have to possibly do a bit of corpse bombing against Nihlathak here. But remember what I said about how if it wasn't for the amount of ground we cover in this act, it's actually pretty straightforward, because this is already the 4th quest. And it feels like we're going by pretty fast here. Now keep in mind, the next one, it's like, hey, go do this, and it's like we have to go quite a distance in order to get there. Now, if you are playing and you already have all the waypoints unlocked, no big deal, because then you can just use the waypoint to get there. I do not, however, so it's going to take me a little bit in order to get to the location. After this. I mean, you know. XP Shrine. Lovely. It's funny, it's like, oh, okay, I'll be level 30, and I'll have access to abilities I'm not really intending to use. Because, again, the fact that the Blood Golem just makes, basically turns him into your tank, and it's just like, the Fire Golem is just kind of, I'd much rather prefer the mod that I found for the modded version of this game that allows you to change what type of element the Fire Golem is. So instead of a Fire Golem, he could be an Ice Golem, or a Lightning Golem, or an Arcane Golem. And it just makes him more effective. Plus the fact that it also just buffs all the Golems, that gives each of them a different aura, and makes them extremely strong. It's just like, yep, I've got every aura going. Like I said, it's something that in case something got too tough here, I wasn't able to do it, I could always have the option to switch that to showcase it to you, but considering that, I would like to be able to actually say that I did beat this on, normally or legitly, you know what I mean? Like without having to resort to mods or cheating or anything like that. I actually like to go ahead and be able to say that I've done that, so. Night Lords. They kind of look like minotaurs. Now, just as a reminder, Nihlathak was pushed to the point where he decided he wanted to make a bargain with Baal to either save himself or save his town. So you would think, like, he's trying to, come up with a last resort thing in order, thinking it's the only way to possibly save his people, which we know is stupid because, of course, he's not going to help, them or honor that or whatever, because, you're dealing with somebody whose title is, one of the primevals, the Lord of Destruction. So why would you expect him to keep his word or being like, yeah, I'll definitely help you. As we saw, Baal has a certain way of helping you. With Marius and the guy at the gate. But again, the idea is that Nihlathak is supposed to be this guy who has just been broken. But this area kind of contradicts that, where rather than making it look like he's someone who's been pushed to the brink and absolutely crushed and broken by the overwhelming feeling of, oh gosh, it's all over, it's all over. That instead it's like, yes, yes, yes. It's just kind of like, well, which is it? It just keeps contradicting each other, Yeah, that hurts. It's alright, though. I've got a blood golem to keep me alive. Nice to know that I can cast, I guess, either an Ice Nova or a regular Nova. When I get hit. Now, if you're probably wondering, why is this place called the Halls of Anguish? Well, remember, it was... we were still coming out of the 90s, so we were still being edgy! Like, obviously, the first Diablo game was definitely a victim of that whole thing, but Diablo 2 was still kind of going through that. I get the feeling that Mr. Brevik was very much into the whole, I'm into very edgy 90s stuff. Which is probably why he's not too much of a fan of Diablo 3. Now let me be clear, I have nothing against the man, Mr. Brevik. I actually, commend him that he is still... one, he does like to... I've heard he does like to stream, but he's also still working on other games. I'm just a little irritated about his constant vocal criticism of D3 which has, whether that was on purpose or not, kind of encouraged a lot of people who hate Diablo 3 to be extra vocal about their dislike about it towards other people. Now, I don't really think he was encouraging people to be that way. Probably just sharing his own views and opinion on it. But I wouldn't be surprised if people, took his example and ran with it for themselves, or pushed it forward or promoted it without him knowing or not. I'll talk a bit more about this probably when we get to D3, so I can actually, try and, showcase examples of, why I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. Or the thing is, he's never been specific. He's always been kind of vague about it in terms of what he doesn't like about Diablo 3 or, his criticisms of it. And, well, let's just say, in my opinion, what they've done gameplay-wise in terms of design has just been some of the best stuff, to the point where D3 is one of my favorite games of all time. And if he has been saying that that's not how he would have designed the game, then I would have liked to have known, well, what would you have specifically done differently? Especially when it comes to the gameplay design. Now, if he's talking specifically about, the themes and the tone and all that stuff, that people were saying, oh, man, it looks cartoony. I'm sorry. Yeah, I messed that up. It looks too cartoony is what I was trying to say. Which was a huge, vocal thing from people who didn't like Diablo 3. They're like, it's not dark enough. It doesn't look like this. It doesn't look the way it used to back then with all this stuff and how dark it is and all that. Which, okay, I can kind of understand that. But as I said when we started this playthrough, it can work for some people, but it can also not work for other people. Like, this right here is not very pleasing to the eye for someone like me. I'm not talking about in terms of the graphic style. I'm talking about in terms of, literally pleasing or harmful to your eyes. Because, as I was saying, the way this is done, it actually would have, started to really bother my eyes. To the point where I would have been like, okay, I can't look at this too much longer. I've never had that issue with Diablo 3. And right now, this right here is also pleasing on the eyes as well. I feel like this version is much more nicer to be able to look at, much more easier on your eyes, or at least my eyes, because obviously all of our eyes are different, than the original version was. Again, that's not a generic thing, that's more of a personal, specific preference thing. And I guess I also would sometimes get a little irritated that people would talk about it in the sense that if it's that, then it's just generally better, which I don't agree. That's more of a personal thing. If that darker thing is much more to your preference and much more your style and something you enjoy more so, then okay, that's fine. But that's not going to be the case for everybody. And yet you speak about it as if it would be the case for everybody, when that's just simply not true. Which is why in more recent times I've always tried to be more specific about whether or not something is much more of a preference or personal thing. So hey, we hit level 30! Woo! More strength. In case I want to equip other stuff. Stronger blood golem! Again, one of the things that's great about this enable respec thing I was able to discover is that if I wanted, I could go ahead and show you guys more of, now that we're level 30, I could actually, show you the fire golem and what it looks like. But we're kind of, trying to, I found the thing there, but there's something over here I want to get. I could be able to, respec, show you the fire golem, and then respec again and just go back to my current build. To try and help make the, this golem as strong as it could be for some of the upcoming battles. Because you guys some of you who have probably played this game before probably know what I'm about to encounter. And again, this is my first time actually encountering this fight. Experiencing this fight, I should say. Sparkly chest. A few blues. Not a big deal. Oh well, in that case, let's head down to the next level. This guy's just got back up. We are in the Halls of Anguish, so now let's go down to the Halls of Pain. Prediction. Pain. Ew. A putrid defiler. Blech. Look at that thing. How did I look back then? Yeah, not all that pleasing to look at either. Back then. Look at that. Ugh. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Death Brawler. Ow. Oh gosh, my Merc is dying so fast. And he's dead. An unholy corpse. Gollum, help me! Help me! Help me! He's like, look, I'm busy, okay? Let's go back and get my Merc. Just keeps dying. Alright, so there's supposed to be a waypoint in the Halls of Pain. Gonna have to spend some time running around, but when we get to the next quest, I'm probably gonna have to do that anyway.
Yes?
I really wish he wasn't so picky about the weapon, because I would love to give him a better weapon. And I would like to give him better stuff, but I don't know. I have a feeling it wouldn't make that much of a difference anyway. Just my hunch. Hey, Merc, stop just standing there. Again, he goes off to, get separated from me and the Golem. But then again, notice how they're attacking me and not the Golem. Golem, tank for me! And now they're all cursed! I miss my pets in Diablo 3. So they could just run around and collect all the gold for me. They just got back up. I mean, look, I know Nihlathak is here and he's a Necromancer, but come on. I just took these guys down. I like it that it looks like both Novas went off. So I'm not just freezing them all, I'm also electrifying them. That's kind of cool. Ooh, lots of enemies in here. I am so curious what it's like to play this without, like, you know, as a non-summoning Necromancer. Like, if you were to focus just on bone, poison, or curses without any summoning, like, what is that like? Are you just going around just, you know, with tons of bone abilities and poisoning everything? Ooh. Gleam Scythe. Huh. To light radius as well. 17 to 32 damage. Yeah, I think I need to swap that. I mean, it seems pretty nice. I lose that poison damage, but, you know, getting into some of those other buffs probably also seems kind of nice. Plus, it does have cold damage. So I am slowing them down. Whoops. I just realized the Merc died again. Ugh. Gosh, where is this waypoint? Well, the Halls of Vought. That's where, I'm pretty sure that is where Nihlathak is gonna be. But I want to find this waypoint. My blood golem will be fine. It's like, well, that's nice, but that's not what I was looking for. And I'm out of stamina. Just really hoping to find this without getting body blocked into my death or something. Alright, not that way. Man, this is a big map. This is what I was talking about in terms of people saying that the real estate to cover in Act 5 is actually pretty big. Oh, oh, crap. Ah, no. This is what I was talking about. Body blocked. Just immediately losing my bone shield, but then again, it's pretty weak. I cannot believe how hard it is to find this waypoint. Uh-oh. Fortunately, my blood golem is kind of helping, doing what he can. Well, I just run around and search for this waypoint. Did I mention that those things have an attack that not only knocks you back, but also stuns you? There it is! Oh my goodness, finally found it.
Evening.
Can I help you?
Alright. Put that away. Okay. Now to run all the way back to where the Halls of Vod entrance is. Right back over here. Probably gonna have to set up a portal right down here just in case. Ice spawn. I'd like to know what the skill is that we deal with in order to increase the chance that we actually hit our opponents, because I'm missing my hits quite a bit. Look at this. This is an example of what I'm talking about. Like, seriously, Nihlathak, you're supposed to not be horribly evil, and yet I see this, I'm like, dude. Come on. But yeah. Halls of Vod, so he's down here. Oh, oh. Champions. Huh. Hey, King, you mind taking a look at this? I think my, Amazon would appreciate it.
Good evening.
I'll stash that away. Although, I'll be honest, if I'm ever going to attempt and try out the Bomazon kind of thing, it may be on the modded version. Since I can change the amount of ammo you can stack up. You know, like up to 500 arrows per, you know, thing of, you know, like 500, like, per however many spaces here it takes. So you can store up a lot more ammo, so... Playing into what I was talking about... Whoops. What I was talking about earlier about how that mod version allows me to mess around with different things I probably normally wouldn't do in this version of the game. Okay, so he wasn't over here. Yeah, see, that like that. Let my blood golem be the one in front tanking, and you just kind of like, you know, not let everything overwhelm you and passively heal us. That's all. That's all you gotta do. That's what I pay you for. It's not my fault that you keep running in and dying. Oh boy. Yeah, that extra fast's not going to help out when I have you frozen. Alright, so he wasn't over there. Or over here. Oh, I think I found him. If so, I'm going to go ahead and open a portal right here. Just in case he takes me out. Alright. What is my merc doing back there? Oh yeah, like I said, he's got Necromancer ability, so he curses me. And of course the merc is gonna die. See, I'm hoping that I can keep cursing as well, so that way they can just kind of keep healing themselves while attacking the golem. But you'll notice his health bar seems to be doing fine, so hopefully this is going to be the case, unless he just keeps rezzing them. Ow. Hi, Nihlathak.
I shall keep my end of Baal's bargain.
You are an idiot. Huh. So yeah, he summoned an enemy that could kamikaze and then do a corpse explosion. Yeah. My blood golem is still facing these things. Ow. Alright, now that those guys are done, let's see if my golem can help take on Nihlathak here. Okay. Okay, you know what I think I'm going to need to do? Because now that all these guys are dead, I'm going to use this portal to go back, get my merc again, and then we'll go back and fight him like, you know, normally.
Afternoon.
We leave and he's like, where'd they go? Seriously? We were fighting and they just left?
You have no idea of the power you face.
Yes I do. Because I am also a Necromancer. Just like you. So yes, I do have a very good idea of the power I face. So yeah, corpse explosion. You'll see that's exactly what he's trying to do right there. Alright. He's going down. It's just taking a little longer than I would like. You know, he's just obviously trying to keep his distance, slow us down, freeze us. I was like, where'd he go? Oh. The fact that he can just float around and teleport just kind of messes up being able to, like, trap him in a corner or something. Notice that my freeze from my cold damage only lasts for like a second. So it's not keeping him slow for too long, unfortunately. And of course that slows down our attacks. Yeah. Teleports all the way back here. Trying to utilize corpse explosion to take us out. And he's done.
You were a sad little man, Nihlathak.
So if you missed what happened there, remember, he made a deal with a primeval. So he basically forfeit his soul to them, so when we defeat him, he got pulled down to hell. Yeah. Talk to Anya before you continue through the passage. The crystalline passage past the glacial trail to proceed up Mount Ariat to the summit. Because you'll notice he didn't have the relic. When we killed him, we didn't find it. Because he already gave it to Baal. Because guess what? We're too late again. So I didn't die once to Nihlathak there. Alright. Kane, take a look at this for me, will you?
Good day.
Nye's Circlet. 103 defense. 12% chance to cast level 5 Chain Lightning when struck. Adds 25 to 35 fire damage, defense, strength, light radius. Huh. I mean, that's not bad. That's compared to what I've already got equipped, even though I've got the thing that increases chance of getting items. That's still pretty nice. So I guess I'll go ahead and put this away. stashed away in case somebody else can use it. Interesting.
At your service.
So, let me just double check if anyone else has anything new to say.
Beware. Bale grows stronger with every passing moment. Though the Elder Council of Haragoth is gone, there are many capable young leaders to take their place. Anya certainly has enough courage and intelligence to lead them all, if they can survive this catastrophe.
I'd like to think Anya survived the events to made it to Diablo 3, but again, we know what happens at the end of this act and what happens at this place, and also Diablo 3 takes place 20 years later. But then again, we also did get to see Ashira in Diablo 3, but considering what happens at this location at the end of this act, well...
Yes, warrior. Early on, parties of our best scouts were ambushed by demons that spawned from the very air around them. Survivors often mentioned a strange creature floating in the distance. Perhaps taking it down could prevent some nasty surprises. Nihlathak was a vile demon that shall find his home among the tortured minions of hell. You battled the darkness without fear. I laud your skill and courage.
Thank you.
Hello. The catapults are infernal machines, made of demon flesh fused with steel. Be wary of them. So the relic is lost. Do not dwell on failures past. It is your future that matters more. The catapults are infernal machines.
This is a lively town during our victory celebrations. We barbarians train long and hard from childhood to become warriors, and we celebrate with equal fervor. You didn't happen to bring along any ale to trade? What does Bale plan to do inside Mount Ariat?
Good morning. You have stopped Nihlathak, but he didn't have the relic. He must have already given it to Bale. Now Bale will not be tested when he reaches Ariat's summit. Damn Nihlathak. I do thank you for trying, though. Please, allow me to honor your courage by magically inscribing your name onto an item of your choosing. It's the least I can do.
Zul's Nye's or Naj is circlet. Is that an I or a J? I think that's a... We'll call it Nye. But the fact that, you know, it's got his name on it, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Can I help you?
Huh, she sells more actual other stuff here as well. Bow and helm of self-repair.
Our people believe that the ancients protecting Mount Ariat have the power to stop Bale. Unfortunately, the Lord of Destruction has shown great power to undermine our faith.
So let's see. Who do I talk to for the next quest?
Every time I hear of you, warrior, your deeds become more legendary. But take heed. You are approaching the very summit of Mount Ariat. I have never dared venture there. It is sacred, our most holy place. The legends say it is guarded by the Ancient Ones, who block the path of all who are unworthy. Your reputation here does not matter. It will be the Ancients who determine your worthiness. Good luck.
Travel through the Ancients' Way to find the Ancients at the Ariat Summit.
A test of mettle is a fitting rite of passage for a barbarian hero.
You wouldn't have to test yourself against the Ancients if it weren't for Nihlathak's treachery. He was a fool, and deserves to suffer for eternity.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what's gonna happen to him. Just be lucky he didn't have that fate happen to you, Anya.
Every night, I've prayed to the Ancients to bring us peace, and now you must fight them. Who shall I pray to now, warrior?
Well, you know, there's this guy named Tyrael. No, I'm kidding. He wouldn't like that. What I meant to say was, just be fortunate, Anya, that you are lucky enough that he didn't think, I'll just toss you into hell instead of freezing you.
By reaching the summit, you cease being just a simple warrior. When you come back, you will be far more.
Oh, by the way, I should mention this before I cut off this episode. Yes, I have checked out some of Diablo Immortal. And yes, I know that Zool, our buddy here, Zool, is actually in that game, since it takes place after this game before Diablo 3. Let's just say that I am letting the dust settle in regards to if you want to know whether or not I'm considering gonna be doing a playthrough of Immortal. At the moment, I would probably say no, because of what's going on and all the talk about it. If I'm able to just kind of experience the story of that game without having to, pay stuff or having that interfere, then maybe I will consider showing it to you guys. If not, then we will probably just go, ignore it, and we'll just move on to Diablo 3 as well. So, anyways, I just wanted to get that out of the way that, yes, I've said that we don't know what happened to Zool. I'm aware that Zool is in Diablo Immortal, which takes place after this game. That's pretty much all I know. So, waypoints, well, you can see there's the Ancient's Way right there. I think I'm going to have to go here in order to continue, like I said, this is where it's like, okay, now we have a lot of ground to cover because we have to go through the Glacial Trail, I guess, to also reach maybe the Frozen Tundra, which goes to the Ancient's Way, which eventually is going to lead to the Worldstone Keep, which, of course, is where the last quest of this chapter, this act, will be, which, of course, is try to stop Baal. So, anyways, I might be just simply trying to go around and unlock the other waypoints and such just on my own and see if I can kind of make my way, unlocking these, kind of get closer, so that way, when I get to that area, I'll hopefully be able to, prevent myself from actually triggering it before, actually showing it to you guys. So, yeah. So I think once I get to the Ancient's Way, I'll be able to just kind of hold off there, because I would have to travel through it in order to find the Ancients. But, I don't know. I'll kind of be like, oh, the Ancient's Way right there, and then I'll leave, so that way I don't... Because obviously I don't want to, counter it off camera and not show it to you guys. So anyways, stay tuned.